All right, and welcome to Freedom Gulch podcast. This is our 18th episode. Uh, Chelsea Manning being commuted by President Obama just a couple hours ago. We'll be talking about Ron Paul, state rights in regards to Ron Paul and the drama that came with our LP chairman and another member, Austin Petersen, running for Senate. Corey Falconer will be joining us here in a little bit, and we'll be talking about his campaign and just looking towards the future with the Libertarian Party. So let's go ahead and start with the big news that just came out a couple hours ago. President Obama commuted the remaining, or the mass majority, of Chelsea Manning's sentence. She'll be released in May of this year instead of have to stay there for another 45 years or so. So what's your all's initial thoughts on this?
I think it's freaking awesome, man. They should let her out. They should have let her out to begin with. They should have never put her in a freaking cage. But I'm glad Obama did something. Now, if you could just go ahead and work with Edward Snowden and pardon him, and Ross Ulbricht and pardon him, I think that'd be a good start.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think you're right to bring up Snowden. Like, it does kind of make you wonder, okay, so Manning had a little bit of a lower profile. Is he going to use her sentence so that they can feel good about something and still go after Snowden? Hard to tell. There's a lot of interesting things with our relationship with Russia right now that will change pretty significantly on Friday, it seems like. But it's really exciting. This was I used to hang around at the then Bradley Manning Support Network meetings and protests and things. That was one of the first groups I was going to meetings for when I moved up here. And I thought about being a middle-aged man watching her come out then and him. Yeah, I mean, nothing but good things to say, I think.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a huge news. Of course, I'd love to see him move towards pardon Snowden. Very highly unlikely that that's going to happen. Ross Ulbricht, as Michael brought up as well, a little bit different, I guess, circumstance compared to whistleblowing. But then also, how about the tens of thousands of nonviolent drug offenders? I'd love to see him commute all their sentences. Of course, he's done more than any other president has in regards to that, commuting several hundreds or even a couple thousand sentences. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it definitely is a step in the right direction. But it would be nice to see him actually come out and do that. Highly unlikely, though.
Yeah, that used to be a signature Libertarian Party presidential candidate issue. You can guarantee this guy's going to get up there and say, we're going to pardon all nonviolent drug offenders. Watch some Harry Brown.
Too bad those guys are locked up and they can't vote.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep, and then you lose your voting rights as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, we had a whistleblower at the LNC Christmas/victory party in December. I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Kiriakou, a guy who spent time in prison. He blew the whistle on the torture program in the CIA. Now a libertarian. Thomas Drake. There are all these guys who have suffered a lot. It's nice to get Manning out, but
yeah, I remember seeing
the damage has been
Thomas Drake. Yeah, I think I remember seeing Thomas Drake at the International Students for Liberty conference last year, and it just the courage that it takes the take those steps to see something wrong in the system and to actually blow the whistle on it and bring that to the light. Just think about where would we would be without Snowden, without Chelsea Manning bringing to light the different abuses of the U.S. government, whether it's military with Manning or NSA and mass surveillance with Snowden. It's definitely brought to light a lot of the what's happening behind the curtain, and how the sausage is made in the sausage factory. I think it brought a lot of people. I wish it brought a lot more people to the perspective of libertarianism, or at least be skeptical of the government. And but hopefully we're getting there.
Yeah, the constant has been Assange, and Julian Assange is still out there. He's still doing his thing. I'm a little bit interested because in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of talk where he's been offering to put himself up for extradition if Chelsea got clemency. Well, she didn't get clemency. There's no indication that he's going to be extradited, but I guess that's something to watch. And they're just still doing their thing, man. Like, I remember I was kind of getting back interested in politics around 2011, which was like really the big anonymous heyday, and Chelsea Manning leaks and all that stuff. They're just still doing their thing as crypto anarchists. They're pretty libertarian friendly. They got a couple of like weird quirks.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go ahead and let's transition to the Ron Paul state rights, with the chairman of the LP saying that natural rights are Trump state rights. For some reason, it became a huge thing in the libertarian circles. I don't understand. Natural rights trump state rights all day, every day. Like, I don't understand where people were getting upset about that.
That's a problem with hero worship, because people start thinking that, Ron Paul introduced me to libertarianism. He introduced a lot of people to libertarianism. I watched a ton of his videos over the years and learned a lot from him. However, at the same time, I don't agree with him on everything. States' rights, this is something I don't agree. Right? We want to protect the rights of every individual. Now, I don't even know if there was really a controversy in there, because state rights do trump federal rights, but I also believe that county rights and city rights trump state rights, and individual rights trump city rights and county rights. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I take the Ron Paul side of this argument because I understand and like have the context to know that when he talks about states' rights, he's not saying that the states can enslave their citizens. He's talking in terms of the 10th Amendment, and I think that's a good thing. And I think it's really dangerous when we say that the federal government should be, because a lot of these people arguing against state rights, they're kind of arguing for federal rights, and those don't exist any more than state rights. It's kind of an interventionist philosophy. Like, if the federal government should come in here, why shouldn't the federal government go into Iraq or Saudi Arabia or any of these places? Like, local control is good. But this whole thing just made me really sad, because it was just like so much divisiveness and conflict. I thought that we were like going in a good direction after the election, and like all the stress that just washed away, and we're right back there,
Dude, some of these people just needed some new drama to hang on to. I think some of them just live on this stuff, man.
Dramatarians, right?
Like, oh, I'm pissed at the Republican Party. I'm leaving the Republican Party. I'm joining the Libertarian Party. I'm going to be a libertarian for life. Oh, Nicholas Sarwark talked shit about Ron Paul. I'm leaving the Libertarian Party. I'm going back to the Republican Party. It's like, what the fuck, man? People are so emotional, up and down, all over the place.
Yeah, that very specific person was very emotional. I mean, I wasn't at the convention, but when I heard that, him like when he ripped his card off and made this fiery speech, and then of course he's libertarian, and he's behind Gary Johnson, and of course it becomes the Adam Kokesh's Freedom Tour manager. And then all of a sudden now, he does that with Adam Kokesh, and now he's doing that with Nicholas Sarwark. And it's just some people will just live in the drama. That's what they want. You know, they want the attention, I think.
Yeah,
Nothing good
I'm about
happened.
ready to.
And
No, you're right.
you shouldn't have people who you don't know anyway.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's just
That's
Facebook too. Like, really? So a couple hundred people saw it. A couple hundred people even know about it. You know, most people at the local level have no freaking clue that any of this is going on. And is it going to matter? Nope, not going to matter one bit. So the people who are leaving the Libertarian Party and going back or going over to the Republican Party are going to find out that it's 10 to 1,000 times worse for libertarians in the Republican Party than it is in the Libertarian Party. It's horrible.
I mean, that's where I initially started. You know, just like you said, Ron Paul brought you to libertarianism. I decided to try to work within the Republican Party at first. I was elected as the treasurer of my local committee, and I just realized I don't want to be around these people. Number one, you know, I don't I don't want to be trying to hide certain aspects of my philosophy because it's too controversial for them, and you know, whatever. And then also, it's just they have it set up to where it's so hard for you to get anywhere and make any change within that party.
Yeah, definitely. Some crazy things that those people talk about. Anyways, so as far as the drama moving forward, looks like there's still going to be drama as Austin Petersen drags on this decision whether or not to run as a Libertarian or Republican for the next 6 months so he can get more press.
That's exactly what it is, and he didn't do as much. Like he's creating a buzz for himself, and at the moment it seems to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I love him or hate
we'll
him. He's a smart guy. You know, he knows what he's doing, I think. But he might ostracize libertarians like I think he did when he ran for president.
I just thought of a really good Facebook post.
What is it?
Oh, I'm probably not going to say it because I'll get in some shit. Should I run as a fascist, a socialist, or a libertarian?
Well, I will tell you though, like that's why 3 parties is not good enough. So that's a little bit of a going down a different road. But it really, some of this idea, like we're going to break the 2-party system. Well, if it's a fascist, a socialist, you know, a Republican or a Democrat, like that's not good. There's nothing good about 3, I guess, necessarily.
Yeah, it'd be a lot nicer to get more flavors, you know, be more like was it Baskin Robbins has 32 flavors or something? You know, it'd be nice to actually have many options and be more proportionate, you know, if you're going to have the government be more of a proportionate representation. So where, you know, like the Libertarian Party would get into it with, you know, a few percent of the elected officials or whatever, and that's where you can actually grow your party from. You look at over in Europe with like the Pirate Party and other parties that started out really small, and within a decade or two, you know, they became a serious factor.
Yeah, I just get frustrated sometimes because it's like a derivative issue. Like, more choices only matters if one of the choices is less government, because less government is what people need, not 3 choices. I don't know. I don't know why I decided to go off on that one. We'll see what Austin does. I think he said he's going to pick by summer. He's going to decide what to do. I don't know a whole lot about the Missouri race or anybody who's in there or the Missouri LP or anything like that.
I offered him free weed, all the free weed he could smoke if he runs as a libertarian. I don't know. Is that illegal? Can you do that? Is that like against some type of FEC filing requirements?
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. In-kind donation.
In-kind donations, exactly.
Can you do can you do something that's illegal on the federal level in-kind donation? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
State rights, right?
I'm going back to I have my first election law class on Monday. I'll ask.
Oh yeah. What is it? What's the George Mason, the Scalia law? What's the acronym for it?
Well, it used to be ASLAW.
Yeah.
When they first announced it, it was ASLAW. I got my ASLAW.
ASLAW?
Now it's ASLA.
good.
It was the Antonin Scalia School of Law. It's now the Antonin Scalia Law School. We do what we can.
Yeah.
We do what we can.
Yeah. So what's it's a new year. You know, we're the election, and what's the end of this week's going to be the inauguration. So we're going to be getting a new president and a new ruler, as it will be. And so, what are your thoughts? What do we have to look forward to with this Trump presidency coming up? Anything?
As far as the Trump presidency, no, we have nothing to look forward to. That's my opinion. You know what? I take that back. He's been appointing some semi-libertarian-ish leaning people to certain positions. But let's see what happens with those positions. But regardless, we've got more work to do. We've got to recruit more candidates at the local level, which we've been doing, recruiting more volunteers, more donors. We just have a lot of work to do. Focus on winning these local elections. I think we have 4 local city council seats here in Washington State where they need under 500 votes to win. They need approximately 500 votes to win their city council seats. There's 2 cities right now with 3 libertarians running for city council seats. If all 3 win in both cities, we have libertarian cities in Washington, majorities. Now, will that happen? I don't know. But I know we have a lot of work to do. And that needs to happen all across the country.
Always more work to do. Anything you're looking forward to, Andy? Anything you're optimistic about?
So I think it's wait and see with Trump. On a policy level, there are a few people who are encouraging. I think Betsy DeVoe, number one among them. I have stayed away from this kind of like hyperactive paranoia that is just seems to be affecting everyone. I live in a blue district. The man hasn't gotten into office yet, and every tweet is a catastrophe. I tend to think it's a good thing that the mainstream media has been exposed. I don't know what the hell is going to fill that void now. And so we're just going to have to wait and see.
I think Trump's Twitter feed's going to fill the mainstream media void, right?
Well, maybe. Right now he's controlling them with that. I read somebody talking about making them drink from the fire hose. Like, I'm going to create 9 news stories before breakfast. You're going to pick one of them, but whatever it is, it's going to be me.
Well, do you think once he actually gets into office, if he's going to continue to Twitter thing at 3 a.m. in the morning, his little tirades, or do you think he's actually going to be more of a presidential Trump?
He's going to keep doing the Twitter thing, man.
We've been asking that question.
It's a tool.
Yeah, no, we just keep asking, when is presidential Trump going to come? When is he going to stop doing his Twitter stuff? And here we are.
Yeah. Who knows? What does that mean to the Libertarian Party? I'm not really sure. It's obviously going to be like a change in messaging and things like that. Right now, in Virginia, we're trying to recruit a governor candidate. We really need somebody.
What's the status on that right now? Anybody viable? Anybody for governor, lieutenant governor, or attorney general?
So we're in kind of an interesting place where we have more resources than we otherwise would. You know, we got a loan from the LNC for $25,000 to help pay for ballot access. I've been raising money to a PAC that should be launching the end of the month or middle of next month, maybe. You know, we were preparing for another campaign, so we've got all this infrastructure laid. We've got an exclusive set up with Bearing Drift, which is a conservative blog, for the announcement. We just need the candidate because we had a couple of people drop out. So if you know of anybody, if anybody who watches this knows of anybody, get in touch with us, or somebody who could connect us to someone. That's the real goal, because we want to build on the momentum of last year, and the last governor's election was Robert Sarvis 2013, so we kind of want to build on that too.
So, I mean, we're already halfway through January, you know, need to get going on this. I mean, this is a big race, a statewide race. 10,000 signatures, and how many in each congressional district? Is it 500 or 400 or? Yeah, I mean, it's no easy task. You know, I hope that we get somebody that's a viable, good candidate, not some paper candidate. I hate to run not strong candidates and just waste our time and effort. But at the same time,
that's another pitch that we're making to these candidates. Like, we do have a couple of people who have stepped up and offered to run for lieutenant governor, but they're, you know, probably not the kind of candidates that could build on the momentum like we want them to. Run them if we got to. But we'll see.
So when do you think we need to have a governor candidate? When do we need to have that by so that we can get the signatures? And when are we going to be having our state convention?
We'd want to have the convention and before the end of February, if possible.
Yeah.
So
it's, next thing you know, it's going to be there.
Yeah. So it's tough. It's tough. I'll tell you, the one who was explicitly characterized her potential candidacy as a threat is our Washington to Virginia friend, Jackie Mason. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have to. She's threatening to run for lieutenant governor. We might run Jackie. We'll see.
She's threatening to run.
Yes.
What kind of threats? Do the threats violate the non-aggression principle?
I don't believe so. Jackie's a good libertarian. It's more like, I'm not a good candidate, so you better run if you don't want me to run. I think Jackie would do just fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's a threat, not whatever she says.
So, how about the Corey Falconer? I mean, he hasn't come back in yet. He thought he'd be here by now, but how did that race end up?
So I went
over already.
Yeah, it was a special election. I think it was like January 10th was the election day.
Yeah.
That's why we postponed it from last week.
Okay, what'd he get?
He got 8%, won a precinct.
In a three-way race, and he won a precinct.
It's a two-way.
Wait, what?
Two-way race.
Two-way race, but he did win a precinct?
He did win a precinct, yes. Elko precinct.
How did he do that?
That was a great young volunteer named Charles Chenault, who was really like carrying the ground game. That was just where he canvassed.
Okay, that's interesting, because I just had a volunteer over here yesterday. We were going through the map, and we're targeting precincts, right? Trying to figure out what precincts we're going to target, and we're going to start putting material up. Now, did he knock on every door?
Just about, if he didn't get all of them. Yeah.
See, if you had 100 people doing that, that's why we need precinct committee officers and precinct captains and building up that network. We've got 6 of them now in the city that I just moved to.
We need more libertarians to be able to do that.
Well, what we're planning on doing is going out and targeting a precinct and then hopefully identifying other libertarians there. So we checked it out. Hang on 1 second.
Run into the bag.
Like, where's he going?
All right. So we got the map, right? Big ass map. And here's a precinct down here that we're going to target. He lives here and I live here, right? So we're going to target this precinct, and we looked it up online and saw that Gary Johnson got 21 votes in that precinct this last election. So that tells us that 21 people in that precinct right there are libertarian enough to vote for Gary Johnson. So now if we identify someone in there that's libertarian with a marketing piece, then maybe they can take over that precinct the next time when we're running candidates. And we just keep doing that all around the city until we've identified one libertarian in every precinct, at least one libertarian.
Nice.
So this Friday, I'm going to be speaking at the Western Washington University Young Americans for Liberty chapter, and I'm going to be talking about this strategy and then hopefully recruiting some of those guys to help us. So see what we can do.
On election day.
What was that?
You kind of got your election day operation already built in.
Yes, so that's what we're trying to do. I'm going to be running for office for city council, and that's what this ground game is all about. Saturating the entire ward for my ward, and then the other guy that's going to be running with me in a different ward. So we just saturate all the precincts. So that right there, what you said about Corey's campaign, winning that one precinct, that's super encouraging. Because if they can do that with one, we can do it with 50. We just need the resources and the manpower. And it's going to take time to build that up, obviously. But dude, that's great. Look what he did with that one precinct in a matter of weeks.
Yes. What exactly did he do? What was his? I mean, obviously, you said that you think they knocked on every door, but did he have like literature? Did he have a script, or did he
have some literature?
No answer? Did he, leave something or?
Yeah, very nice. I'm gonna be like Mike. I thought I had these. Where did these things go? Anyway, I got some Corey lit. And yeah, I mean...
So that's what he passed out?
Yeah. Nice little, I mean, nice, like, shiny paper, but not super expensive. And yeah, so, we're excited about this, Charles, and they built a little volunteer team real quick. And we could turn that into precinct coverage on election day. We had targeted precincts. And yeah, just got out there. It ended up being good. And, I was really happy getting to work on that campaign. I ended up being Corey's treasurer. 2016 wasn't always fun, but Corey's campaign was fun.
Well, if you guys could plan this out to where you're hitting an entire state rep district in every precinct, and just use that example. Hey, we won this precinct. Let's do that. Share that plan with other libertarians and get them on board. Maybe you guys can actually win a state rep seat by doing that.
Yeah, I think the 20th district would be really good for us to win. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering if we have a candidate there.
I think we do.
Is that where you live?
Yeah, that's my district.
Have you ever thought about running for office before?
What? Yeah.
Well, except, I mean, Will,
There goes Will.
We are trying to fill
something now. That's right.
There you go, guys.
You won. You won
Will
the 2014 award, right?
Yeah, well, 2014 and 2015. It was, yeah. So
Good. Best candidate ever.
Obviously, best candidate ever, obviously. And so, hey, the Corey Falconer literature, it looked pretty basic on the front. On the back, did it have more information or what?
Yeah, it had some issues.
Jobs.
Oh, speaking of the man, here he is.
Here he is.
Jobs. Maybe
That's
not.
great. I didn't realize he won a precinct. That's very encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up against a Democratic machine like Rising Star, they wanted to highlight Jennifer McClellan. But now, because she is moving up to the state Senate, there's going to be a special election in the next few months to fill her delegate seat. And we have somebody who's interested in running. Very exciting. So hopefully we can keep rolling on some of that stuff. I don't know if the precinct that Corey won is in his delegate district or not. That would be good to know.
Mr. Corey Falconer, are you there?
I don't think so.
Somebody want to message him?
He's trying.
Brian. I like to hear from him, see his experience, how it went. Is he happy with his with how it went and the experience just of running for public office? It's an experience different from anything else.
Yeah, and then we went out to the neighborhood TGI Fridays for election night. A good time.
That's good. I like the literature. Literature is very, plain up front. Just says vote, has a picture of them, and the back just has some bullet points. It's pretty nice. Definitely, I think what we should do, Andy, pull all the state's resources and just go towards one state district. Just
Can it be mine?
everybody come to one state district and canvass that whole district. I'm thinking the 20th. It's up to you and Bo, obviously.
All resources for the 20th.
You're going to have to build your ground game, man. You guys are going to have to build the ground game up and recruit new people. That's the only way we can win.
Yeah.
The guy that helped Corey out, was he brand new? This year? News in this year?
No. I think so. I think he was aware of Gary Johnson and things like that. And then he said, oh, look, special election in my state Senate district, and there's a Libertarian. I'm going to get involved.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're very happy. Corey's texting me.
Yeah, what's up? Where's Corey at? This is ridiculous.
Tell Corey to get back in here so we can have him talk to him for a while and end this thing.
Yeah, man. So I think
How
Corey
many
will run
people
again.
came up?
What's up?
How many people? We had 15, 20 on election day, I think, from Arlington to Appomattox. Dang. All the way the whole length of the Commonwealth, or the whole height of the Commonwealth.
It's nice seeing people come out of district and help. I think Jackie was
maybe
helping a lot, didn't she?
Yes, and Jackie was very involved getting Corey on the ballot too, which was a really big deal. I mean, they only had I think 5 days to get 250 signatures, and they came out with well over 400. So that was a big victory on the front end too. But Corey was racking up the endorsements. Blog after blog, he's endorsed by VCL. He got the endorsement from Congressman Tom Garrett.
Yeah, I saw that. I was really surprised.
Wow.
I think he might have even told this story on Freedom Gulch, but basically he's going to Lobby Day last year, I think, with one of his community groups, his Concerned Black Men or a school group or something. He's taking the kids around, and they go to breakfast with the Democrats. They go to the VCDL thing at lunch, walking around the outside, and here's this guy standing out smoking a cigarette. Hey, you're Corey Faconye. Like, yeah, that's me. Tom Garrett had recognized him from the rap video he did for Carl Lewis. Because Tom's there doing his business in Richmond, and I think they even got it on CB. So they're going back and forth, and finally Tom Garrett says, well, yeah, the kids met with the Democrats this morning. Dad's a Libertarian, but have they met with a Republican yet? Or he says, no. He says, well, come on up. And so he spends some time talking to all the kids in the office. And eventually they go, and here's Corey running for office, and all of a sudden Tom Garrett's a U.S. congressman. But it just kind of came together. So, several live videos recorded for him. Like, that's craziness.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, and he's so busy he can't make time for Freedom Gulch anymore.
So is he not coming in or what? Andy, did you text him?
I told him to try again, but he couldn't. He's got like a crazy work situation too.
Okay.
He's working all the time, driving people to the trains, driving workers to the trains, and managing people who drive workers to trains.
Mm.
So that was actually part of Election Day. And some of those stories were about Corey Faconye, average everyday Joe. And yeah, he was having to work and run around on Election Day.
Mm. All right. Well, is there any other topics or anything you want to talk about, guys, before we sign off?
I'd like to talk to that guy who knocked on all those doors. So
get him in touch with
let's
Michael.
get him on the show and let's talk to him about it. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can definitely get you. I can get you connected with Charles, Ferrum College student.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him about that. So
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see y'all back in 2 weeks.